Welcome to the trade table, where pros and DIYers get the tools, tips, and know-how to get it done right. In this video, we're walking you through a step-by-step guide on how to replace a kitchen faucet with a single handle. Whether you're upgrading your space or fixing a leak, we've got you covered with real advice you can trust. Let's get started. This guide is for everyone. It is for DIY people. It is also for professionals. Changing a kitchen faucet can seem hard, but it is not too hard if you plan. You can save time. You can save materials by doing it right. Gather all your tools first. Make sure you have everything you need. Do not rush this job. Take your time with each step. This will help you avoid mistakes. A job done right is a job that lasts. We always say, make it right. First, you need to prepare the space under your sink. This area is often full of things. Take everything out from the cabinet. You need a clear space to work. This means all cleaning supplies, old pots, or anything stored there. A clear space is a safe space. It also makes the job easier. You will have room to move. You will see better too. This is an important first step. Do not skip it. Next, lay down some old towels or cloths. Put them on the bottom of the cabinet. The space under the sink can get wet. Water might drip when you remove the old faucet. Towels will soak up any spills. This keeps the cabinet dry. It prevents water damage. A dry work area is also safer. You do not want to slip. Make sure the towels cover the whole area. You might need a few layers. Working under a sink can be uncomfortable. You will be bending or kneeling. Sometimes you lie on your back. Use a small pillow or a folded towel for your head, or use it for your knees. This will make you more comfortable. If you are comfortable, you can focus better. You can work longer without getting sore. This small comfort makes a big difference. It helps you do a better job. It can be very dark under the sink. Good light is important. You need to see what you are doing. Use a good flashlight or a headlamp. A headlamp is great because it leaves your hands free. Point the light where you are working. This helps you see small parts. It helps you see connections clearly. Proper lighting prevents mistakes. It also makes the job safer. Have your light ready before you start. Safety is always number one. Always think about safety before you start. Look under your sink. Is there an electrical outlet? Some sinks have them for garbage disposals or for instant hot water dispensers. If there is an outlet, be very careful. Water and electricity do not mix. It is very dangerous. Turn off the power to that outlet. Go to your main electrical panel. Find the breaker for that outlet. Switch it off. This is very important. Protect your eyes. This is a must. Always wear safety glasses. When you work under the sink, debris can fall. Old pipes can have rust. Things can splash. Your eyes are very precious. Safety glasses protect them from dirt, rust, and water. Get a good pair that fits well. Wear them from start to finish. Do not take them off until the job is done. This simple step can save your sight. It is not optional. Now, you need to turn off the water. Look for two small valves under the sink. One is for hot water. The other is for cold water. These are called stop valves or shut-off valves. Turn the handles clockwise to close them. Turn them until they stop. This will shut off the water to the faucet. Most of the time, this is easy, but sometimes valves are stuck. We will talk about that next. What if your valves are stuck? Or what if you do not have stop valves under your sink? If valves are stuck, try a gentle spray of penetrating oil. Let it sit for a few minutes, then try again with a cloth for better grip. Do not force them too hard. You could break them. If there are no valves, you must turn off the main water supply. This valve is usually where the water pipe enters your house. After you shut off the water, open the old faucet. This will relieve any pressure in the lines. Let the water drain out. Before you start disconnecting pipes, get a small pan or bucket. Place it under the water supply lines. Even after shutting off the water, there will be some water left in the pipes, and some in the old faucet lines. This pan will catch that water. It helps keep your work area dry. It prevents a mess in the cabinet. This is a simple tip, but it is very helpful. Being prepared makes the job smoother. Now it is time to disconnect the supply lines. These are the hoses or pipes that connect the faucet to the shut-off valves. You will need a basin wrench or an adjustable wrench. Fit the wrench onto the nuts connecting the lines to the valves. Turn the nuts counterclockwise to loosen them. Sometimes these nuts are tight. You might need to use some effort. Make sure your wrench has a good grip. This will prevent stripping the nuts. While you loosen the nuts, it is good to stabilize the pipes. Use your other hand to hold the shut-off valve or the pipe it is attached to. This prevents the pipe from twisting or breaking. Old plumbing can be fragile. If you twist the pipe too much, it might leak later, or it could break right now. So always use two hands if you can. One to turn the wrench, one to hold the pipe steady. This is how pros do it. What if a shutoff valve is faulty? Sometimes, even when closed, a valve might drip a little. If it is just a small drip, your pan will catch it. You can continue working carefully. But if it is a steady leak, the valve needs repair or replacement. This is a bigger job. You might need to call a plumber if you are not comfortable fixing valves. For now, if it's a small drip, work quickly but safely. A good valve is important for future safety. Once the supply lines are disconnected from the valves, you need to disconnect them from the old faucet itself. So look up at the underside of the faucet. You'll see where the supply lines connect to the faucet shanks. These connections also have nuts. Use your basin wrench or an adjustable wrench to loosen these nuts. Just turn them counterclockwise. Water might still drip from these lines, so keep your pan handy. Make sure both lines are fully disconnected. Now the old faucet is held in place by mounting hardware. This hardware is usually a set of nuts or screws, and they're located on the underside of the sink right around the faucet shanks. The type of hardware depends on your old faucet. Some have large plastic nuts, while others have metal nuts and washers. A basin wrench is often the best tool for this job, since it's designed for those hard-to-reach spots. Carefully loosen and remove all the mounting hardware. Sometimes this mounting hardware can be very stubborn. It might be rusted or corroded, which is actually pretty common in older kitchens. If the nuts are stuck, do not panic. First, try spraying them with penetrating oil and let the oil soak in for 10 to 15 minutes. This can help loosen the rust. Then try again with your wrench and apply steady pressure. If it's still stuck, you might need more oil and a bit more waiting time. Patience is important here. If penetrating oil and patience do not work, you have other options. Sometimes a special tool called a faucet nut splitter can be used, but this can damage the old faucet. Since you're replacing it, that might be okay. In very tough cases, a small hacksaw might be needed to cut the nuts, but be extremely careful. You do not want to damage your sink. Always work slowly and protect the sink surface if you must cut. After you remove the old faucet, the job is not over yet. You need to clean the sink surface, and this is a very important step. The area where the old faucet sat is probably dirty. There might be old plumber's putty, and there could be soap scum or mineral deposits. You need a perfectly clean surface for your new faucet. This ensures a good seal and prevents leaks later on. So, take your time with cleaning. Get a putty knife or a plastic scraper and gently scrape away any old putty or caulk. Be careful not to scratch your sink, especially if it's stainless steel or a delicate material. For stubborn bits, you can use a mild solvent or try a cleaner made for removing caulk. Always test cleaners in a small spot first to make sure they do not damage your sink finish. Wipe away all the scraped off gunk with a paper towel or rag. Next, use a good kitchen cleaner or a degreaser. Spray it on the sink deck area and let it sit for a few minutes. This will help dissolve any remaining grime or soap scum. Then, scrub the area with a non-abrasive sponge or cloth. Pay attention to the faucet holes. Clean inside them too. Rinse the area well with clean water. You want it completely free of any residue. A clean surface is crucial. Finally, dry the area completely. Use a clean, dry cloth and make sure there's no moisture left on the sink deck or in the faucet holes. The new faucet needs to sit on a dry surface since this helps the gaskets seal properly. If there's water, the seal might not be good and that can lead to leaks under your new faucet. So double check that everything is clean and perfectly dry. Now you are ready for the new faucet. Choosing the right new faucet is honestly really important. You want one that fits your sink, and you also want one that meets your needs. There are just so many types of faucets out there, so don't just pick the first one you see. Take a moment to think about how you use your sink, and think about the style of your kitchen too. A little planning here really goes a long way, and it ensures you'll be happy with your choice for years to come. So make it right from the start. First, take a look at your sink's current hole configuration. How many holes are in your sink deck for the faucet? Most sinks have either 1, 2, 3, or 4 holes. A single hole faucet just needs 1 hole. Some faucets come with an escutcheon plate, which is also called a deck plate. This can cover extra holes if your new faucet uses fewer holes than your sink has. For example, a single handle faucet might use 1 hole, but it can cover 3 holes with the plate. So count your holes carefully. If your sink has multiple holes, you need to know the spread. The spread is the distance between the center of the far left hole and the center of the far right hole. Common spreads are 4 inches or 8 inches for 3-hole faucets, and this is important for widespread faucets. For single-handle faucets using a deck plate, the plate size has to match or cover your existing hole spread. Measure this distance accurately. You'll find this information on the faucet box. Next, consider the features you want. Single-handle faucets are really popular. They're easy to use with just one hand. Pull-down or pull-out sprayers are super convenient, making rinsing dishes and cleaning the sink much easier. Also, think about the faucet's height and reach. Will it reach all parts of your sink? And what about the finish? Chrome, stainless steel, brushed nickel, matte black. Choose a finish that matches your kitchen style and is easy to clean. Choose quality because a good faucet will last longer. Now it is time to install your new single-handle faucet. Unpack it carefully and check that all the parts are there. Make sure to read the manufacturer's instructions because every faucet is a little different. The instructions will show you the specific steps for your model. Keep all those small parts in a tray so you won't lose them. This is an exciting part, honestly. You're putting in the new shiny faucet. Your new faucet will come with a gasket or a rubber seal, and this goes between the faucet base and the sink deck. Some faucets use plumber's putty, but honestly, many new ones just use a rubber gasket. Place this gasket on the bottom of the faucet base. If your faucet uses an escutcheon plate or deck plate, install it now. The gasket might go under the plate or between the plate and the faucet, so follow your instructions. This seal is very important to prevent leaks around the faucet base. Carefully guide the faucet's supply lines and shank through the hole in the sink. If you have an escutcheon plate, make sure it's aligned correctly and covers any unused holes. From under the sink, install the mounting hardware. This is usually a large nut or a set of screws. Tighten it by hand first, then use your basin wrench to snug it up. If you can, ask for help here. Someone can hold the faucet straight from above while you tighten it from below. This ensures it doesn't move while you work. If your new faucet has an optional side sprayer, now is the time to install it. The sprayer usually fits into an extra hole in the sink or in the escutcheon plate. Feed the sprayer hose down through its hole and attach the sprayer base from above. Under the sink, connect the sprayer hose to the designated port on the main faucet body. This connection is usually a quick connect fitting or a threaded nut, so make sure it's secure. And of course, follow the specific instructions for your sprayer model. With the new faucet securely mounted, it's time to connect the water supply lines. Your new faucet likely came with new supply lines attached, or you might need to buy new flexible lines. It's honestly always a good idea to use new lines. Connect these lines to your shutoff valves. Hand tighten the nuts first, then use your wrench to give them a final quarter turn or half turn. Just be careful not to over-tighten, since this can damage the lines or the valves. For threaded connections, especially metal to metal, it's good to use plumber's tape, also called Teflon tape. Wrap the tape clockwise around the male threads of these shutoff valves. Use 2 or 3 wraps. This tape helps create a watertight seal and prevents small leaks at the connections. Do not use tape on connections that have a rubber gasket or O-ring. Those are designed to seal without tape. Check your faucet instructions for guidance, and again, avoid over-tightening. You definitely don't want to crack the nuts or strip threads. Now it's time for the moment of truth. Slowly turn the water back on. Open the hot and cold shutoff valves one at a time, turning them counterclockwise. Open them all the way, but go slowly. Listen for any strange noises. Once the water is on, check all your connections for leaks. Look at the connections to the shutoff valves and the connections to the faucet itself. Use your flashlight to see clearly, and feel around the connections with a dry paper towel. It'll show even tiny drips. If you find a leak, turn the water off again. For a leaking connection, try tightening the nut a little bit more. Just a small amount, like 1/8 of a turn. If it still leaks, you might need to undo the connection, reapply plumber's tape if needed, and then reconnect it. Once all leaks are fixed, turn on the new faucet and let the water run for a few minutes. This will flush out any air or debris from the lines, and your faucet manufacturer will recommend this. Finally, check the flow of hot and cold water. Congratulations, your new faucet is installed, it's working well, and there are no leaks. Now it's time for the final steps. You need to clean up your work area, remove the old towels from under the sink, wipe up any water spills, and gather all your tools. Put them away properly. Dispose of the old faucet and any old parts. Some parts might be recyclable, so check your local rules for recycling metal. Take a moment to admire your work. Wipe down your new faucet with a soft, dry cloth to remove any fingerprints or water spots. Your new faucet looks great, and you did a good job. It's important to keep it looking good. Regular cleaning will prevent buildup of minerals and soap scum, which keeps the finish shiny and helps the faucet work smoothly for a long time. A little care goes a long way, so make it part of your kitchen cleaning routine. For long-term care, use mild cleaners. Avoid abrasive sponges or harsh chemicals since these can damage the faucet's finish. A simple solution of mild soap and water is usually best, or use a cleaner specifically made for faucets. After cleaning, rinse with water and then dry with a soft cloth. This prevents water spots. Check under the sink occasionally and look for any signs of new leaks. Catching a small drip early can prevent big problems later. You have successfully completed your kitchen faucet swap. You prepared well, you followed all the safety steps, you removed the old faucet, you installed the new one correctly, and you checked everything carefully. Now you have a clean, secure, and long-lasting faucet installation. This will improve your kitchen for years. You made it right. Enjoy your new faucet and be proud of the work you did. Every time you use it, you'll know you did it yourself. That's a wrap on swapping out your kitchen faucet. Clean, secure, and built to last. If this saved you time, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss another pro tutorial from the Trade Table. Need tools, parts, or more guides? Head to thetradetable.com, where trades get their edge.